Nathan, I think, has possibly got one of the best golf swings we've ever had on this channel, including the best players in the world. Definitely one of the best amateurs, if not the best amateur.
Thank you.
But we spoke about off camera that you want to play a safe draw.
Yeah.
Tell me what would happen when you'd hit a draw.
I used to kind of have a problem similar to like Tiger, where I would like kind of lay it so club drop all the way behind me, and I just flip it like that. I did do some work, try to get a little bit more on plane, but what kind of that causes me to do is like when I'm not really loose, or just like whenever I might have that like 2-yard cut, which it's not that bad of a thing, but I do like that kind of nice controlled draw, because a lot of my better results during tournaments are like a result of like that controlled draw.
In my mind, when I see a fade that you hit, I'm going, well, just play that all the time.
Yeah.
But I totally understand. You're a tournament golfer, and if you want to play draw on call, then it'd be nice to know exactly how we can find a safe way of doing it. Let's show you your golf swing. So I've drawn a plane line in there. The club on the way back goes beautifully on plane. Club face is really nice. Can't really get much better than that. It looks fantastic. Look at the club face here. As you start your downswing now, as you're going through this transition, the club face gets slightly stronger. So that's basically your hand.
Yeah, I do know
doing
I
that.
do
Yeah,
that
so you get that little bit of what we call flexing or bowing of the wrist. All the best players in the world do that.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. The club you can see is quite a bit underneath
Inside,
the plane,
Yeah.
behind the hands at this stage here. And yet this golf ball fades. And your club path on this shot was 1.5 degrees to the left. Look at the face there. There's actually quite a lot of release there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something we want to look at a little bit. You're fading this one with something we traditionally see someone playing quite a strong draw from here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you why you actually get this fade from here. So there's a couple of reasons, and a lot of it is in your setup. We can see your ball position is further forward in the stance. Yeah?
Yeah.
If we look at this line here, the impact line, when you hit it, you're a long way behind it. Okay, which is fantastic for hitting a driver. So by having the ball well forward and being well behind it when you hit it, if we think about this, what is actually happening to the club head, especially relative to a full swing launch monitor? If we're hitting it from this far behind it, it means we're probably hitting up on the golf ball. You can see on that last shot there, 3.4 degrees up on the shot.
Yeah.
So hitting up on it means we're hitting it later in an arc, which means the path can be more to the left.
Yeah.
And by also having the ball forward as well, again, it gives us more chance of hitting the golf ball later in the path. It's making our club path, as we can see on that one, 0.9 degrees to the left. It's giving us a chance, even though the club head is quite a bit behind your hands. By the time it gets to the golf ball, which is further forward and you're more behind it, it's giving us the club path to the left.
Yeah.
When I see you swinging like that, I think of a Wyndham Clark or a Dustin Johnson who fades the golf ball. That's what I would see with those guys. Well behind the golf ball with the golf ball further forward in the stance. The thing that concerns me is when you've tried to play draw before, you've hooked it too much.
Yeah.
When you try and play a draw, what do you do?
So, just like my natural swing is definitely more draw oriented, as you saw. It's
As
like
we saw from those, yeah.
really inside. So I'd usually just like aim right at the target.
Yeah.
And then have it maybe slightly a little bit more in the back of my stance, just to make sure like I'm starting it to the right.
Show me what having the ball further back in the stance looks like. Let's see what happens to the club path as a result. So can the club path be shifted to the right?
Most likely will, yeah.
Hopefully it will be.
Yeah.
And then we'll see whether it's a safe way of doing it or not. Pretty straight, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was pretty straight.
So 1.1 degrees to the right straight away on the first shot. That's good.
I think another thing when I try to do with draw is I try to feel like my hands are a little bit more loose, just to get that club releasing.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, it definitely started to the right.
Yeah. I think there's a little bit of a left to right wind, so it looked like it was going to draw back a little bit. If we imagine that we are swinging in this arc around our body, what we've done here is, as we explained earlier, was Nathan, ball further forward means the arc and the path could be going a bit more to the left. Ball further back means the arc and the path could be going a little bit more to the right. So we're just playing around with ball position to try and find a different way of shaping the golf ball.
Yeah, exactly.
And if we can do that without having to think about golf swing, I'm much happier.
Yeah.
It's much cleaner. Beautiful. So club path 6.2 to the right. Now that was a really good shot, but this is what can happen. If you start giving me 6.2 and stronger, you know, more club path to the right, a lot of the time, The issue you may have is then that you may start having to then get flippy to get the ball back onto
Yeah,
the target.
like you just heard me say, every time I want to draw it, I
Yeah.
kind of need to like try to feel more like a flippy or like releasing.
I know you said from a previous coach that he was quite
Yeah.
deep into the numbers.
Yeah, 0.3 left.
But I mean, so that's a 2-to-1 ratio. So 6 degrees right with the path, 3 degrees left of that was the face.
Yeah.
That's like the perfect draw.
Yeah.
As long as we stay at 6 degrees. If we start going out to 8, 9, and 10 degrees, it can't be a 2-to-1 ratio then.
Yeah.
It needs to be less close the face does.
Yeah.
Otherwise we do get too much shape. It's just why when you're in the heat of battle, what is it that happens makes that golf ball turn too much?
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to see if we can figure out as we go through this.
Yeah. That was
Thoughts?
also pretty toey.
Yeah. If in order for you to try and play a draw that you become
Yeah.
less accurate with strike,
Yeah.
again, why would we do it?
Yeah.
I have got a solution. This is something we do with Aaron. Good timing. He just won yesterday, obviously in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
One thing we have with Aaron is if the draw doesn't feel comfortable, we have a shot that we go to play.
Yeah.
Which still shapes the ball from right to left, which sounds weird. Why would that not be called a draw? It is called a draw, but it's a specific kind for him, and I'm going to talk you through that in a moment. So again, we're just using ball position at the moment to shift the path to the right, which is hopefully going to give us a draw. I think if we were in a court of law, we could argue that was a draw.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't really move, but the wind is definitely a little bit off the
there is
left.
left off.
So club path 1 degree to the left. It's saying the face is 1.5 degrees left of that.
Yeah.
That would suggest if the ball was hit out the center, that would be a hook. That'd be a pull hook.
Yeah.
But the ball definitely faded.
Yeah.
So what do you think that means? If the face was closed and yet the ball still faded, why would that be the case?
Healed it.
Healed it. Perfect. So hit out the heel. You can see the club face just twists ever so slightly. Basically what that means is the face closes and then the full swing
Yep.
picks up that measurement at the maximum amount of compression on the face, and that employs something called gear effect, which makes it fade out to the right.
Gear
Okay,
effect. Dustin Johnson, I know you guys did a video with him where he said, if you're gonna fade it, you have to fade it.
Yeah, yeah,
So he purposefully, like, I think set up more on like the heel to try to get that heel, maybe get that gear effect more into play.
It's a great thing to talk about because Rory McIlroy draw swing very much when he first started.
Yeah, for sure.
But he was a fade strike. So oftentimes he'd hit the ball out the heel ever so slightly, and
Yeah.
that was like a counterbalance. So it was a fade strike with a strong draw swing.
Yeah.
Meant it was just a normal draw, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you're right. The one thing I would hate is that if you go fade side with your swing and then go fade strike, it's going to be horrible. And
Yeah.
if you go draw side with a draw strike, it's going to be horrible.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure we absolutely avoid those.
Yeah.
If your off center hits can hit the fairway, we're happy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a draw.
That's beautiful.
Would you say tee height kind of matters for draw and fade?
Very interesting. And generally when someone asks me that they want to play a draw, it's because they actually hit a slice.
Yeah.
So what I would recommend is, that we get the ball nice and high, that we find a way of approaching it from the inside out and hitting up on it,
Yeah.
trying to hit this high draw, almost for someone who slices as well, trying to hit it high in the toe
Yeah.
as well slightly is
Try to get that
okay.
gear effect in
So
play.
yeah, really
Yeah.
sort of doing everything we can to draw it and make it easy as possible for them. For you with this one, if you want to play a draw and we wanted you to tee it higher, I believe that's when it becomes dangerous for you. So we need to find a way of playing a balancing act between club being well behind, hitting up on it, which is fine, but not letting the club face get too closed. Because if
Yeah.
we think about it, yes, of course, by putting the ball forward and by hitting it later in the arc, we can have club path left, but we're
Yeah.
also going to have club face left as well,
Yeah,
potentially.
for sure.
So we've got to be very careful in managing that. So I'm going to go to the shot that we play with Aaron. Let's say he's played on a golf course let's play his 2 consecutive tournament courses where it's been more draw requirements.
Yeah.
He then goes draw biased. He then, his path gets too much to the right. But he then goes and plays a 3rd course and still wants to play some draws, but he doesn't feel safe doing it. So we
Yeah.
need to give him that shot. In my mind, for you, I see a high fade as your stock shot,
Yeah.
which is great. And you can see from those numbers we had on there that it carries just as far as the draw, probably
Yeah.
a little bit further. I see your other shot that I want to explore is a slightly lower draw shot,
Yeah.
which would require a lower tee.
Yeah, for sure.
So generally what we see is the pattern on golf shots is from low heel to high toe. So if I want to get the golf ball and I want to tee it high, I'm more likely to hit here.
Yeah, for sure.
By lowering the tee, I'm more likely to hit towards the heel.
Yeah.
Tiger would talk about this, Jack Nicklaus would talk about this, that when they wanted to hit the fairway and the back nine in a major championship, they want to hit this like low squeezing fade shot.
Yeah.
They tee it lower so they can get out the heel.
Yeah.
But we still want you to play a draw.
Yeah.
So we're kind of thinking a little bit along the Rory McIlroy route here. So I'm going to get you to lower the tee peg first of all. So I'm going to lower it so we make sure that we don't hit it out the high toe.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so we've got lower tee height. I'm going to put this alignment stick on your target line.
Yep.
So what I want you to imagine now is that this is a wall. So I'll put a wall from here all the way to the target.
Yeah.
And your ball isn't allowed to cross that wall.
All right.
It's not allowed to go this side of it.
All right.
So it's got to start here, but it's got to draw as well.
Yeah.
But it cannot hit the wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as long as you can start the ball right, as long as you can draw it, and as long as you can draw it the required amount, and I
Yeah.
give you 3 ticks for that, then that tells us that you're in a place that you can compete with. But now that you've figured out how to play a fade, which I still think you should stick with it most of the
Yeah.
time, if you do want this draw, I think this would be the safer way of playing it. 275 was probably your average today
Yeah.
with the fade, and it was probably rolling out to 285, maybe, yeah? You're going to hit it 265 carry, but it might make it to 280 still.
Yeah.
So 280, 285. So the distance will be the same. It'll just be done a little bit more on the ground. This is your dispersion just.
Yeah.
The white one there was the last red one we hit, which was the hook. I mean, I kind of like the draws, but I kind of like the fades better. I think the
Yeah.
consistency in the north and south
Yeah, for sure.
is better with the fade, which
Yeah, I
makes
agree.
sense. When Aaron hits your fade,
Yeah.
we would call that a 3-flight fade. So it's high
Yeah.
and fading. He then has a 2-flight and then a 1-flight. So the
Yeah.
1-flight is that low one. So the 2-flight fade is what he hit on the 18th at Abu Dhabi
Okay, yeah,
twice in a row.
Yeah.
So that goes around about 70 feet high, and it's almost on the low
Yeah,
low side.
definitely on the low
but
side.
it's probably like a 1 3/4 that was for him. But for me, I see a 2-flight draw, probably for you going at around about 80 to 90 feet maximum. Bearing in mind that your normal ones, the good ones you've been hitting, we've been seeing at 113 feet, 115 feet average with the fade.
Yeah.
And even with your 107 feet average with the draw.
Yeah.
So I'm basically looking to get this draw and just bring the height down for
Yeah.
you. And this is all about trying to give you a shot under pressure when it matters that can hit
Yeah,
the
for
fairway
sure.
with a draw more consistently.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, cool.
I like it.
All right, so ball back, low tee. And in your mind, when you look up now, I still want you to see that draw, but I want you to see it in that lower window. That's kind of the height. We're just not quite getting the shape at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got that shape at least.
Got the shape, yeah, just too much.
Yeah. There it is.
That's the shot that I'm after. Give me your thoughts on how you achieve that.
I definitely try to swing a little bit more on plane and just let the setup do the work. I guess sometimes when I do that, I try to focus on like what impact should feel like.
Yes.
Kind of like, you know how chipping, you kind of preset it to where impact should be? I kind of feel like I'm going to try to get to that point and like swing through it.
Okay, set up for me.
Yep.
Without moving the club back, just go into impact for me. Okay, so what do you feel happens when you do that?
Kind of going up and backward.
Okay, what part's going up and backward?
My left side's definitely trying to go
Okay.
up there.
So from here, let's say from rib cage to shoulder is going up
Yeah.
and backward.
Yeah.
I really like that. So if we were to say, for argument's sake, that this is 0 degrees shoulder line,
Yeah.
okay, where would you say you'd want to be at impact when you're playing?
Maybe about like negative like 20 or so.
So a little bit more open with the shoulder line?
Yeah, for sure.
Which would mean that your rib cage would be open probably a little bit more.
Yeah,
because they
definitely.
do definitely drift a little bit. That's your impact there. So we can see your hips open up quite a bit, but the shoulder line doesn't open up massively compared to what you're saying there. I would say that shoulder line there, you're not 20 degrees open there.
Yeah.
What about if you were to rotate the upper body hard? I
Yeah.
believe that's what you just did on the last shot.
Yeah, I think so too.
So again, let's reiterate. We must start the ball right. We must tee it low. We must have the ball further back. And then you just said left side going up
Yeah.
and back, was it?
Yeah, up and backward.
Up and back. I like it. Beautiful. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, club path 6.5 to the right. Face is a little bit more left than I'd like, so it might have been slightly heeled. But that was really good. Apex on that one was 94 feet. So straight away we're into this window. What I love about this with Nathan is he's got a really good understanding of what happens in the game and in his swing. You need to have this understanding yourself. Irrespective of want to be a scratch golfer. Look, he wants to be a tournament golfer, of course. But I think a 20 handicapper should at least know why they are doing what they're doing. So if you're slicing it, you better know why you're slicing it. Otherwise, you're going to really struggle to fix it. Beautiful. And you can play all day with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Now let's go with the draw. So let's go with the 2-flight draw now. Yeah, beautiful.
There we go.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 281 carry. That was really good.
Oh, wow.
All right. For your fade and your draw, I really like this swing thought. So left side, up and back. That pulls the handle up, makes the club face a bit more controllable, but also it just gets your body covering it from this chest point of view over the shot. I love that. When it comes to playing a fade or a draw, we set the intentions, which are, you imagine there's a wall in the middle. For the fade, it must start left, and for the draw, it must start right.
Yeah.
And then the way that we do that with the setup is dead simple. For the fade, we put the golf ball further forward, almost halfway into the foot. We're aiming a little bit left. We're getting it to start left. With the draw, we tee it lower, and we put it 2 golf balls further back. I reckon it could go as far as a club head at some point.
Yeah.
And again, with that intention of playing draw, that's how you're going to play a safe draw.
Yeah.
If you'd like to find out more about how to have personal coaching from myself and Andy, click the links down below, and we'll see you soon.